Welcome back to StrayaMania. It's the only wrestling podcast called StrayaMania. You can find us on the iTunes and the YouTubes. I'm your host, Ricki, as always, joined by Michael Thompson. How you doing?
G'day, Rick. I'm good. Yourself?
Look, we're talking about SummerSlam. It is a fucking hot topic right now.
It's broken the internet, literally.
It is literally split down the middle of people and their feelings towards this pay-per-view. As we always do, we're going to get into this match by match, running down the card, our thoughts, our opinions. But first of all, we usually do this sort of at the end. I want to do this at the start. What were your overall thoughts on the pay-per-view as a whole?
On paper, it was supposed to be the greatest event in the world, probably better than WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The event itself did not live up to it. I'm gonna say right now, there's a few superstars that might have ruined the event for me. They ruined the event. One in particular, which we're gonna get into finer detail, because what he did was just beyond being a dick.
Yeah, I think everyone knows exactly what we're talking about, but he's
taken his money and he's gone.
Yeah, it was just a weird night. Like, odd booking decisions and
the heels winning.
A lot of heel wins, a lot of weird sort of segments thrown in, like backstage and in the ring as well.
A match never happened.
Yeah, just overall, it just fucking felt weird, man. Like, it felt like something was off in Brooklyn. And, like, the crowd didn't help. The crowd was all over the place all night. They were dead for some matches. They were alive for some. There's a lot of issues with this podcast. There's a lot of issues with this podcast, trust me, because we're sleep deprived after watching 6 hours of wrestling this morning. But there's also a lot of problems with the pay-per-view itself. Like, it just didn't click. It just did not click the entire way through, with pretty much one big exception, which we're going to get to in a sec. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like you said, on paper, this was WrestleMania. This was all the WrestleMania matches that we wanted to have going into WrestleMania season this year, and we didn't get any of them. And then we've got them all at SummerSlam, and we're hyped, and we're like, yeah, fuck you, this is going to be a great pay-per-view. And, man, it just fell flat.
Something happened.
Like leaving your place today, I was just thinking about everything over and over again in my head. I'm just like, fuck, nothing gelled. Nothing, just, everything fell apart where it should have just come together to be the best pay-per-view of the year, but it just wasn't. So, like we do, we're going to run down the matches. We're going to try and dissect this baby match by match and try to figure out what happened.
12 matches to get through.
You actually watched the pre-show.
I did watch the pre-show. I'm going to say 12 because might as well mention this now. Roman Reigns and Rusev never happened, so we can get rid of that. 12 matches.
We'll talk a bit about it later, but it was a no contest on it. No contest on a major pay-per-view is just a weird thing to happen.
It hasn't happened until there wasn't there was a bit of no contest. Survivor Series 2004 between Trish Stratus and Lita, where Lita just went nuts and got herself disqualified.
The last one I can think of is 2014 Royal Rumble, Brock and Big Show. That match never started.
No.
That's the last sort of no contest I can think of at a big pay-per-view.
I'm thinking Survivor Series for some odd reason.
No, sure, why not? So, pre-show matches, we had the 12-man tag team.
I didn't watch that one, but
American Alpha, Hype Bros, Usos versus Breezango, The Ascension, and the Vaudevillains. Faces went over. Moving on.
Because I didn't wake up. Apparently, I woke up and I just missed the match.
No, well, the pre-show here started at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. local time. And
it was on main event as well, which I was a bit surprised about because I didn't know that. And then, like, because
good,
I put on main event. I'm like, oh, I'll see what's on main event. I'll just meet the soundboard, and I'm like, why is the pre? I'm like, why? Okay, I'm gonna watch this. Yeah, close my laptop.
Because the last time we watched a major pay per view at your place would have been WrestleMania 31, and the pre-show wasn't on the main event feed.
No,
it was just the promos for WrestleMania's rolling over, and it was really shit.
And it happened the same again in WrestleMania 32.
Did it?
This year as well.
Oh, I watched it on the network this year, so...
I was at Sporting Globe for this one.
Oh, okay, right.
Because I didn't watch much of the pre-show matches.
So did you watch Sami Zayn and Neville versus the Dudley Boys? Good match?
Yeah, it was a decent match. Sami Zayn and Neville gelled in the ring, which was really good to see. Dudley Boys slowly imploding. They're going to break them up, which is good. This is what I wanted originally in the brand split. I wanted them to split up and become single superstars.
Bully Ray.
Bully Ray is what I want. But Sami Zayn and Neville, This is very interesting stuff backstage. Apparently, they're just getting started. So we're probably going to... Good vibes, though. Good vibes.
Yeah, but I want Sami Zayn to be a single star. He's so good.
I know.
He's so good. But if they do a tag run for a little bit, like, it's going to be entertaining as fuck. I just hope they don't run into Jericho just because it's going back to that Kevin Owens Sami Zayn feud. No.
But Jericho Neville's the feud we never got to see on the live event, though.
True, that would be really good. But
I think Jericho can get a lot out of Neville.
Yeah, I prefer them both as single stars, so I guess we'll see where that goes. Sheamus defeated Cesaro in the first of their best of 7 series. Any good?
Pretty good match, actually. I'm not going to lie.
I can imagine physically hard hitting, as they always do in the ring.
Unfortunately, there's just no particular title belts or anything they're really playing for. It's just more see who's the better man sort of thing. But
I think we're going to get to maybe like match 3 or 4, or obviously it's going to go to full 7, so maybe match 3, 4, 5. I think something's going to get thrown in.
I'm hoping they bring back the European Championship belt or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
At least it shows that they're fighting for something. Sheamus...
Or a SmackDown contract.
Yeah.
That's what I want it for.
Sheamus is still getting better. I'm starting to tolerate him a little bit more again. God, his mohawk's still fucking stupid.
Look, he's an effective heel. People hate him. They should hate him. So it works, I guess.
It does work.
But, yeah.
Cool spot, though. Cesaro. Well done. Jumps on the LED post, bounces off the top rope, and just hits the crossbody on Sheamus.
Nice.
That's... I can't believe that happened. I'm glad it happened.
I might go back and watch it. Just for that.
It was a great match. I'm not going to lie. That was
anything with Cesaro, I'll go and watch. So
I'm a bit disappointed that it wasn't on the actual show, because I'm like, that would have made much more sense putting it on the main show. Roman Reigns Rusev should have been moved to the pre-show, which we'll get to.
Based on its booking, yeah. Anyway, so we'll hit the main card now. We open up SummerSlam with Jericho versus Enzo Amore and Big Cass. Straight up tag team match. Enzo and Cass come out to a massive pop because they are boys from New York / New Jersey. They're in the hometown in Brooklyn. And yeah, massive pop. Nice little Enzo promo to kick it off. Bit of singing from Big Cass.
New York, New York.
It was great. And then Jericho come out. And my boy Kevin Owens. Love him. Jericho, fucking fantastic. Consummate professional. Put on a pretty entertaining match to kick things off. I thought it was really fun.
It was a fun match to watch.
Yeah.
The heels won. Jericho got the pin with a very interesting finisher as well to Enzo, which I really liked.
It was a little bit botched.
Yeah.
Like if it had nailed that, it would have been a fucking awesome end of the match, but it was just like, he just missed that impact of the code breaker a little bit, but essentially it was a toss from...
Owens, where he was teasing for a bit of a pop-up powerbomb.
It was kind of like a 3D, but with a code breaker to end it instead of a neck breaker.
Yeah.
Which, it was cool. Like, if they could incorporate that, and obviously it was like the first or second time they'd ever tried it, so it wasn't quite as smooth as it could have been. But once you nail that move, it's going to be a really effective, cool-looking finisher.
Just the way it looked it looked awesome.
It did look awesome. It's just like, for me, in the back of my head, it's like, they botched it. So, that's going to annoy me a little bit, but for the most part, cool finisher, really entertaining match.
I think if they're going to go for a tag team run for a little bit, I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
Because apparently Jericho's going to be sticking around a lot longer than what I was expecting. I thought he was going to piss off after SummerSlam.
Yeah, well, what I heard was that he had re-upped his contract up until at least next year sometime. So we're hoping to see Jericho around for a fair while now, which is good. Cause
I'm excited.
Like, I am really enjoying this Jericho run. It is a lot of fun. Just the banter with him and Owens, but even before that, when he was just a single star... The feud with AJ up until WrestleMania was really, really good.
Him and Ambrose was amazing.
Yeah, that was a really good feud as well. So I'm loving this Jericho run. He always brings
Jericho can't put out a bad match.
He really can't. No, it's fucking Jericho, man. Like, there's a reason he is like a fucking bona fide Hall of Famer. Definitely, he is just a he's so good at what he does.
And he'll do all this wrestling. He'll still wrestle in another 5-6 years time anyway. He'll still be doing the same thing again. Like, he'll wrestle for 12 months, he'll go off. He'll come back, wrestle for 12 months, go off again.
Yeah.
We're going to see this. It's good. I like this Jericho. I think Jericho is enjoying this as well. I think he's having more fun now, knowing that there's not a lot of stress on him to push for the top prize again.
Yeah.
He can just now enjoy doing what he's doing.
Someone on Twitter the other day actually did pose this on Twitter. It was like, you could almost give him a run with the belt just like a thank you at this point, because he's just doing such a good job. They're like, just give him like a day with the belt. Like, having win it on a pay-per-view, lose it the next night on Raw, but just because he's doing such a fucking good job, I would happily see him with the belt, even for like
a month.
For a pay-per-view run. Just let him have the belt, because he's so fucking good. And when you think about it, a Jericho Finn Balor feud
For the Universal Championship?
Yeah, like, they both have a very, very similar story when it comes to how they got eventually to WWE.
Because they came from Japan, both of them. They came through the independent scenes. Jericho got the early run in WCW and then came into WWE. Finn Balor, almost mirror image, if you mind, it's WCW.
Yeah. So you can play with a lot of parallels there with that storyline. I reckon it'd be really cool. Like, just as a thank you to Jericho, give him one more run with the belt. He's fantastic when he has the belt, especially as a heel. So that's a possibility, but for the moment, he's doing the tag team thing with Kevin Owens. It's really fun. It's really
I hope
good.
they win the tag team titles.
It'd be great. So
Jericho with the title. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time Jericho would have his name as the first one. Jericho, Jeremiz.
There's so many.
Jericho.
Yeah, but it's just a weird
Edge.
Weird booking, not having the hometown boys win. But
got a lot of heat on Owens and Jericho though.
Got a lot of heat.
I could see why they wanted them to win. More heat.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Which I liked.
Next up, we had women's match for the championship, Charlotte v. Sasha Banks.
We were a bit concerned at the conclusion of this match because the news arose that apparently Sasha Banks broke the wellness violation policy, which an hour later turned out to be untrue, which is good news. Yeah,
so essentially she dropped the belt to Charlotte. Not even a month with the belt. She won at the Raw after Battleground.
It was a shock as well.
It was, and so she had her first title defense on pay-per-view, lost, which really sucks. And then obviously right after she lost, there was the news that she hadn't been suspended. She'd been pulled from dates for about a month, about the 30-day mark, which is your first violation of the wellness policy.
That's what people would jump to the conclusion of.
A lot of people jump to that conclusion. Apparently, it is resting up for injuries. Which, okay, that's fine. Obviously, she works such a dangerous style. Like, we've seen her land on her neck and her head a lot in the past, few months.
They almost died. Both of them almost killed themselves.
This was a very, very physical, hard-hitting match. Like, I really enjoyed a lot of it. The big spot. I think. What did you coin it on Twitter?
The Super Sasha Karana.
Yeah, it was beautiful. But at the same time, like, Sasha nearly came down on her head. We had the ugly spot on the corner on the top rope
where it looked like it was going to be a sidewalk slam. Yet Charlotte basically just dropped Sasha on the ropes. Sasha landed neck first.
It did remind me a lot of Enzo getting his concussion because Sasha's head sort of did whiplash off the rope when she hit it, which was just ugly. They managed to work into the match.
She was in a lot of pain throughout that entire match. You could see she was very off. Like, she looked like she was in a lot of pain. She just wanted to get through this match as quickly as possible. That's what I was getting from Sasha.
So if this time off is for her to recoup from injuries, I'm okay with that. As long as she gets better and she's back at 100% in a month's time.
If she's not, don't rush her. Just
please don't, because she is the next bona fide superstar, not just in the women's division, in the fucking industry itself. She is one of my favourite right now. Every time she comes out, I fucking pop huge because she's one of the best wrestlers, full stop.
She's got the greatest theme song still.
She does have a fucking great theme song.
She sings it herself as well.
Please don't rush her back. If she needs time to recover, she's been on the road pretty much since she got to NXT. She had a little bit of time off earlier this year. If this is a continuation of that and they brought her back too soon last time, please don't do that again.
No.
Please let her rest up, recuperate, get her back to 100% because she's a fantastic worker.
Because she took 2 weeks off after Brooklyn to recuperate from those injuries that she sustained against Bayley. Yep. And then she brought it back and she's like, I want my rematch against Bayley.
Yeah.
And that worked out so well. Speaking of Bayley,
yep,
we spoke about in the last podcast what's going to happen with her. I think we're going to see her as a lot earlier than we're expecting with Bayley. I think she's the next one in line temporarily for the women's title while Sasha Banks recovers from the injuries and gets her rematch against Charlotte.
I still don't like that, just because I made my thoughts pretty clear in the last podcast that I don't want her to go on the title scene straight away. I want an organic build. But if they are stuck in this situation where Sasha is out with injury, they need a big name to run against Charlotte until Sasha gets back, then Bayley is the obvious fit for that.
She's the default at the moment because Nia Jax is the heel.
She's a heel. I'm trying to think of the other faces on the Raw brand in the women's division. Are there any?
There's been no other women,
not really
at all. It's just been the Charlotte and Sasha show basically.
There's no one like Paige. Obviously, is out with suspension. So
she would have been good though. Like she would have been the default contender, but because
at this point, it's basically Bayley.
It's Bayley.
Yeah,
there's no one else.
There you go. So we'll see what happens.
Unless they turn Nia Jax face for some odd reason, she becomes the default face for a month. But that's
I don't see that happening.
That's hard to see.
Unless there's like a Dana Brooke face turn, which no one wants. No, fuck that. So we'll see what happens tonight on Raw. But
if there's a Dana Brooke face turn where Dana Brooke's like, I'm the next one in line, I'm like, oh god, it's gonna be a terrible match. We'll just get through as quickly as possible.
Gross. But yeah, look, this was a really good match, but it was marred by just some bad botches that looked like they really, really hurt, and just that the feeling after the match with her being pulled from dates straight away, the talk of suspension, the clarification, thankfully, but by that point, I think it hurt this match a little bit, but I think when we look back as its own thing, it's going to be a pretty great match going forward.
It is, and I can't wait to see what else they can do to each other as well. The way Charlotte won as well, Banks had her in the bank statement. Yeah. Charlotte just rolled up, basically pulled all her weight on Sasha, 1, 2, 3, quick roll-up pin.
Yeah, that was another thing too. The ending of the match, it was very, very sudden. This match, I mean, it did go for nearly 14 minutes.
They don't want to keep Sasha looking strong, even with the injuries.
Yeah,
so that she doesn't tap, she doesn't lose to like an actual selection. She just lost because of a sudden roll-up. Yeah,
that's a pretty good way to protect her for now. So hopefully she's fine. Doesn't require surgery or anything. Hopefully she's back soon and doing what she does best, which is fucking kick ass. Next up, Miz with Maurice and Apollo Crews for the IC title. Miz won. You watched this match. I went out for a cigarette. Yeah, I didn't care.
And the match was.
Is that all that needs to be said?
Next one.
Well, the next one, AJ Styles versus John Cena. This another match of the year contender. This was fucking great. This was the highlight of the night for me.
You know what the best thing as well about this match?
What?
AJ Styles pinned John Cena clean with the second Styles clash. No club, no interference, no shenanigans. Referee wasn't knocked down at all. He won CLEAN.
It was beautiful. It was just a well-crafted, well-timed, 23 minutes this went for. And it was just a fucking fantastic 23 minutes. Yep. I loved everything about this match. The build-up at the beginning of the match, the mat wrestling, the technical stuff at the start.
The submissions back and forth.
Yep, getting into the false finishes and the big power moves towards the end of the match.
John Cena's 2 new moves. He just learned off the spot as well. He's now up to 8 moves.
Good on
in
his
arsenal.
Keep adding to that. And then, so we had a couple of AAs. We had a Super AA. We had an inverted AA from AJ. We had 2 Styles clashes, a couple of phenomenal forearms, calf crushes, STFs. It was just a fucking great match. I loved everything about it. And yeah, like you said, AJ Styles wins clean. Middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3. The big thing for me, Cena takes the armband off, the never give up armband, gives a little kiss, a little smooch, lays it down in the middle of the ring.
And walks out.
Yeah. What the fuck? Speculate. What have you got? Is it just because he's taking time off?
I don't know.
It was a very odd move.
People have already said apparently the R word's been mentioned on social media. I'm like, he can't retire.
No, I don't see retirement happening. But maybe it was just I'm going away for a fair. We're not too sure what he's going away for. It was just sort of reported that after SummerSlam he will be taking time off.
For a couple of months.
Yeah, they said roughly maybe Survivor Series area he'll be coming back.
I think movies, he's going to be doing a lot of movies. I think he's doing
possibly
a movie or so. I think he's hosting the Today Show for, I think, God knows how many weeks straight. He's always on the Today Show.
I think there's possibly, was his American Grit, that TV show, got renewed for a second season or some shit. So, there's a bunch of possibilities as
plus
to why he's
filming
away.
Extra stuff for Total Bellas as well.
Yay.
So he's a busy man.
He's a busy man. It could have just been a simple maybe a sign of respect to AJ that AJ got the better of him on this night
AJ's the better man out of those two.
Yeah, it could be a number of things. It was just a very odd thing for me. Same as like Taker leaving his gloves in the ring after the Hell in a Cell match, which is something that boxers do when they retire. So just little things like this just keep us guessing like what is the actual story behind what's going on in the ring. We probably won't know for a couple of months until word is out there as to why Cena actually left in the first, like what he's going away to do, and when there's a time frame of him possibly coming back to the ring. So
he had to salute as well to the fans, and then walked off. And it's still hard to speak. Like we don't know. Like
I'm thinking it was just a respect thing.
That's what I'm thinking as well. We'll probably maybe find out something more on SmackDown.
Yeah,
the news will be all over it in. Well, when we wake up for Raw tomorrow, the fans will be like it'll be all over it as well, which is good to see. We'll know more then.
But look, apart from that, definitely match of the night.
Yep.
Nearly match of the weekend. It was fucking fantastic from start to finish. I think it definitely eclipsed their Money in the Bank match, which I think was Cena shaking off some ring rust and them trying to work each other out. This time around, we had a tag match in between. This time around, they've worked each other out. The chemistry in the ring was fucking great, and they just worked really well together. It was very reminiscent of like him working with Daniel Bryan or CM Punk, and those two series of matches that Cena had were fucking fantastic.
6 straight years now that Cena has lost at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
He hasn't won since 2010.
And you say, and he's got the shovel, he's burying everybody. No, the dude loses at SummerSlam like it's his fucking job, and it is.
Basically, he's learned from his mistake in 2010 when he buried the Nexus and buried Wade Barrett's career.
God.
I was praying very hard because creative does have the tendency to book Cena to win, Super Cena to win, so there was an ounce of me saying, fuck, if Cena beats AJ, that's it. Styles is going to be buried for the rest of his career in WWE, and then he's going to go back to Japan.
But no.
I'm glad.
Common sense prevailed.
Yep.
Holy shit, who would have thunk it? So yeah, great match of the night. Loved it. Alright, now, as we are dissecting SummerSlam, trying to work out what happened, this, I think, is the first little tumour that we've found.
Jon Stewart's.
During the dissection. Yeah, okay, so we had a Jon Stewart thing backstage earlier in the night.
Kind of funny. Love Jon Stewart.
Same. Fantastic.
But it's just his involvement in the WWE is questionable because, you know, everyone loves him, but when he's in the WWE, he is automatically the number one heel. Mm-hmm. Everyone, people booed him when he came out.
Oh no, it was...
They booed him when he came on camera with Shane, Daniel Bryan, Mick Foley, and then Stephanie McMahon as well. He was booed then.
This was the start of the night for me where it started to feel weird, and it started to like those 4 matches, leading up to that, crowd was acting as they should have. They were hot, and then we got Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus the New Day for the tag team belts. Jon Stewart comes out first, introduces the New Day, kind of apologises for last year for hitting Cena with a chair. Said it was a dumb move. Yes, it was.
I made the joke as well, saying, John, the match is over between Cena and Styles. You're 5 minutes too late for you to come out and attack Cena again with a steel chair, and then him dropping you in front of 15,000 people at the Barclays Centre like he did last year.
Which was great. Jon Stewart comes out, introduces the New Day. We get Kofi and Xavier, no Big E for now. And then out comes the club. Match starts.
Doctor.
Match starts, and it's going fine. Great match. These two teams have been working together for a while now. The chemistry is really starting to hit it off. And then Jon Stewart gets in the ring. And at this point, I'm just like, what the fuck's happening? He then gets attacked by Gallows and Anderson. They're about to give him the old ring post-itis. Out comes Big E. And someone put this on Twitter, and I have to agree with them. If Big E was healthy backstage, why the fuck didn't he just come out with the New Day originally? Like... What the fuck?
I think they wanted him to get that massive pop.
I know, but
I like the question though, but
it's a dumb question. It's a really sort of big plot hole where you're like, if Big E's just healthy backstage, why isn't he in the ring, either fighting or at ringside with the rest of the New Day?
Someone actually posted on Twitter as well that basically Big E got the New Day disqualified because of what they were going to do to Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty stupid as well.
Yeah, so...
Think about it. So basically, because Big E went out to save Jon Stewart, the New Day get the squad. I'm like, what the fuck?
And so the New Day still have the belts. This was the time to put the belts on the club. The club now come across as a comedy act. Like I like the shtick. I like the testicle puns. they're fine, but when they get in the ring, they have to be the ruthless big brutes that they are. And for the most part, they showed that. But then we had the Jon Stewart bit, which just sort of was odd. And then Big E coming out, causing a disqualification. Like, I don't know, maybe they're running an angle where the New Day drop the titles tonight. Because that was 364 days. Tomorrow will be 365 days.
They'll get their rematch. No Jon Stewart to be seen.
Possibly dropping the titles on Raw. I'm calling it right now.
I think that's what's going to happen as well.
We'll see.
We'll talk about this on our weekly.
We will. So this was the turning point for me.
Yep.
In the night. This whole segment seemed to really drain the crowd. Obviously, trying to follow Cena, AJ, you're going to struggle no matter who you are. But it really felt like this sort of just sucked all of the life out of the crowd for a bit.
Jon Stewart sucked the life out of the crowd for just appearing.
Yeah, but it was just how messy the actual match was. Like, having the DQ drawn, like, not having a decisive finish to a pay-per-view match, especially a Big Four pay-per-view. You never like that. You like, these pay-per-views, the Big Four especially, are set up to end feuds. You're supposed to have your storyline running up to these huge pay-per-views. You get your payoff, and then everything resets tomorrow night on Raw. You get your new feud starting up from then on. That's how it's supposed to work. The pay-per-view cycle is supposed to work. And we had too many indecisive ends to matches that it felt like the start of a bunch of feuds, which is supposed to be tomorrow night's job. So, next match.
I feel, this next match here, I feel really sorry for these two because they put on a good match.
Yeah, okay,
I'm very upset the crowd didn't get into it because I got into it, you got into it.
Yeah.
It was good.
So, Dean v. Dolph for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship?
Yep.
It was the World Championship, isn't it?
Yep.
Just World Championship.
Dean,
fuck you, WWE, for your dumb naming of belts.
Ambrose got booed.
Yeah, he did. I don't know what the fuck is... So, this especially, like, we had the shitty tag team match, fine. Then we get the really good promo package, and this has been arguably better than the Finn Seth build-up for this championship. And it is the WWE Championship. It's the big belt. It's still the belt.
The mind games between both men, the psychology that they put on each other as well.
I just don't know whether the entire SummerSlam crowd are just solely Raw watchers. It just felt like there was no big pop for Ambrose. Like, the pop he got when he won the belt was fucking massive. And then the pop he got when he beat Rollins and Reigns in the triple threat match was huge. He comes out, there's nothing. There's fucking crickets. Ziggler comes out to an okay pop, and then you're right, the crowd seemed to turn on Ambrose instantly and start booing him. Just like, what the fuck is going on? I had no idea what was going on with that crowd. It was just a really off crowd. This match, there was no like chants back and forth. There was really no noise. It was just fucking crickets.
And people were moving out of their seats to go, like, no one cared.
It was also like the positioning of this. It was in the middle of the card, and it's the fucking WWE Championship. Like, why isn't this the closing match? Like,
I'm gonna.
I think we're going to talk about that at the end of this podcast. We're going to talk about the actual positioning of all these matches.
Yeah, I'll say one thing about this match.
Yeah.
Probably similar to where the WWE Championship match was in 2003 between Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar. Too early on the card. Because Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship, that was way too early. It was middle of the cards. That should have been the main event after the Elimination Chamber match in 2003. They've done it again for this one now.
Yeah.
They killed the vibe of this match.
Look, a decent match.
I loved it. I thought it was one of the best matches of the night. I thought it was second to none of John Cena and AJ Styles. Or close to it.
Just a lack of crowd atmosphere for me. Like, crowd atmosphere is something that I really think is integral. Like, it's the third person in the match. You've got the two competitors and then the crowd. And the crowd can dictate how well a match can go because they can dictate the pace of the match sometimes. And just having no response from the crowd felt like these two guys really had to rely on each other to dictate the pace of the match, and they just seemed to struggle. I don't think their chemistry was quite there either.
Me neither.
So, but a lot of things just hurt this match a little bit for me.
When I started feeling, I'm like, there's a bit of off-booking here and all that, my mind immediately thought, what happens if Dolph wins the championship? That's when the fans are going to go, what? Yeah, but at the same time, like, they've done such a great job in the past few years of making Dolph not seem like a title contender, and he had a few great promos on SmackDown, but is that enough to change the perception of the casual viewer or the person that goes to a WWE event?
I don't know if that's the case. So I think going into this, people are like, hey, there's Ambrose, the guy who beat Rollins and Reigns at fucking Battleground in a great triple threat match. Hey, there's Dolph Ziggler, who got hit in the nuts by Baron Corbin a couple of months ago.
That's dressed up as the Colonel Sanders.
Dear Lord, let's not fucking talk about that. But that's the perception of people right now, is Dolph Ziggler is not a heavyweight or, a world title contender. So why should we even care about this match? Because it's obvious that Dean Ambrose is going to win. So that's, like, they did enough of a job on SmackDown, I think, to make a bit of doubt in people's minds that maybe Ambrose is going to drop the title. He wasn't going to, but just the believability of Ziggler is at an all-time low right now, just because of his lackluster feuds. Like this time last year, he was in a feud with fucking Rusev, Lana, and Summer Rae, and it was the worst feud of the year.
I thought we were never going to speak about that.
I'm sorry, but I have to bring it up to cite precedent. A year ago, he was doing that. A year ago, Dean Ambrose was
in a tag team match with Roman Reigns taking on the Wyatt family.
Yeah, but he was only one rung below, a fucking world title shot, whereas Dolph Ziggler was in a fucking soap opera. So that is the perception of Dolph Ziggler right now. I think that's why it's just one of the things that hurt this match. It's like, clearly going into this feud,
it's like putting Jack Swagger in the world title match against Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Or Heath Slater for that matter.
You can be a former world champion, but it doesn't mean you're a contender right now. Jack Swagger is the furthest thing from a fucking world title contender, and yet he's held the belt twice.
He's further from a mid-card title at best now.
Yeah, exactly. So I think there's a bunch of things that hurt this match. But yeah, like I said, going through the feud, Bray Wyatt seemed like the standout to be someone who should be contending for the title. But I think because him and Dean Ambrose have already had a feud, they wanted something fresh, and they wanted to prove that SmackDown's a place where anything can happen, and it's apparently a place where Ziggler can get a title shot. But after the reaction, I think management's going to go, see, this is why he's not in the main event picture, because he can't fucking draw, he can't get a crowd reaction, and a match he has turns out being pretty lackluster. So
they need to turn him heel. Like he'll get a crowd.
That is a much more compelling character than him being the kind of face tweener sort of thing that he was leading into this match. I don't know.
I think if he can turn into a heel again, people will start caring about Dolph Ziggler again. I think.
I know.
It just needs character change.
It needs to be a very vicious, very conniving heel rather than a cowardly heel. Like, because last time he did that really good heel run, he had AJ Lee and Big E with him as his posse.
That was good.
It was a good dynamic. It worked really well, but I think this time around he needs to be that vicious, conniving, like...
When he first started, when he was feuding with Rey Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship, because if you remember, heading up to SummerSlam 2009, when the last thing was Ziggler, I think he hit 7 zigzags on Mysterio. Like, every time Mysterio tried to get back up, zigzag. Mysterio tried to get back up, zigzag. Like, he just kept doing the zigzags. Referees were trying to stop him. I think he pushed referees away, and he was just still doing zigzags. If he can do something like that, and it's like,
dude, I would prefer him to go back to that character.
Just the vicious, conniving heel.
Yeah, I think it works for him. It works. He portrays that just in his body language and how he talks. He's comes up with someone who's really confident, really arrogant, and can play the heel character really, really well. I've said this a million times. His fucking Twitter handle is Heel Ziggler. He obviously prefers being a heel than being a face. So just let him do what he prefers doing.
I agree.
But anyway, we'll move on. Yeah. We had Becky Lynch, Naomi, and Carmella versus Natalya, Alexa Bliss, and the returning Nikki Bella. First of all,
I'm happy for one reason.
Yeah.
Nikki Bella's back.
No. I'm not happy for that reason. I'm kind of happy for that reason.
I'm happy because now there's at least a bit of star power in the women's division on SmackDown.
They played into the fucking Eva Marie suspension. It was fucking great. It was so good.
She suffers from stress, anxiety, and can't be around people, and has taken a vacation to the British Isles. Eva Marie apologises.
Oh, I loved it. You actually do that voice really well.
Thank you so much.
I loved it. I thought, I was like, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it, or like, it's going to be a fucking work the whole time and she's going to come out anyway. Nah. It was brilliant. It's working so well. You can do this for another 4 fucking episodes of SmackDown after her suspension. This is, you know what, fuck it. The suspension is the best thing for Eva Marie right now. You can have that motherfucking dude. Right, get someone at okay, I'm pitching this right now. Get someone at WWE, get a bunch of fucking, green screen background shots of Eva Marie. You have thousands of them because you're the WWE. You fucking Photoshop some British Isles bullshit. You have the guy announce every week on SmackDown, fucking, what's her name? She's still in the British Isles, blah, 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 blah. And you just flash pictures of her in her fucking bikini and all that sort of shit with just like fucking just shitty English weather in the background. Just do that every week on SmackDown. And this suspension is the best thing that could have happened to Eva Marie. I will say it right now.
Eva Marie is currently enjoying life in the British Isles and she'll be back on SmackDown in a number of weeks.
Her in a bikini and just rain in the background.
Eva Marie cannot wait to finally make her long-awaited debut for everyone on SmackDown Live.
This is just going to work so well. Like, I know you're an idiot for getting fucking suspended for fucking Adderall.
The same suspension Reigns got for Adderall.
But this is going to work so goddamn well for your character. Embrace that shit. WWE, get on that. Fuck, I'll do the photoshops for you. I'll Photoshop Eva Marie some nice, shitty British fucking countryside backgrounds for you and just splash them up on the screen during that guy's announcement.
It's the greatest thing ever.
It'll work so fucking well.
I can't believe they did it.
I know, they played into it, and then Nikki Bella comes out. Yay, Nikki Bella's back.
The fans got into it, though.
They did. They popped pretty huge for her, and she's obviously back as a heel.
I love her new move, which we're going to call the Rat KO.
Yeah. So set her up for the. So the heels got the win, which for me confusing. But I suppose Nikki Bella's back. They want to push her back into the main event picture on SmackDown. So her getting the pin. Thumbs up for that, I guess.
Very big thumbs up. You know what I'm excited for, though?
Yep.
We finally get to see a one-on-one match. We didn't get to see this last year. Nikki Bella versus Becky Lynch. I'd be interested. I'd be invested in this match.
Yeah, it can be pretty cool to see.
Because we've actually got the Bella who can wrestle.
Yeah, vaguely.
I love Brie. She can't wrestle.
No.
Nikki can wrestle.
Yeah. So look, it was an okay match for the most part.
But it's good to see her. Carmella, though, no one cares.
God damn it.
Do you want to speak about Carmella?
She can't buy a fucking crowd pop. She comes out to crickets every single time she's on SmackDown. She came out to crickets tonight in her home fucking town. And she could not get a response. No one cares about it. Put her back with Enzo and Cass. Because when it was Enzo and Cass, they were getting the Where's Carmella chants. She comes out on SmackDown. No one gives a fuck. She needs to go back with them, please. Because backstage is going to look at that and go, she gets no crowd reaction. Let's just take her off TV. Let's stick her out the back somewhere. Let her do fucking backstage interviews or some bullshit.
And then release her quietly.
Yep, exactly. That's what's going to happen to her.
Or they can be smart and go, okay, we need to move Carmella back to Raw. She needs to come back with Enzo and Cass.
Yep.
Get a character building up because they'll build a character with her. They'll help her out.
Is Audacity... Don't you fucking crash on me, Audacity.
Continue.
Is it doing... Yeah, it's okay. So she just needs... Oh, go fuck yourself, Audacity. And it's trying to crash on me. She needs something to fix her character real soon because, it's just there's nothing compelling about her, and it's sad, man. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Anyway,
next match.
Oh god. Universal Championship match.
This gets worse.
Finn Balor. I know this is like we discovered the tumor back at fucking the tag team match, and now it's just like. It's an aneurysm. It's fucking AIDS. It's so bad, man.
It's spreading like wildfire.
Yeah. So Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins for the WWE Universal Championship.
The Jam Championship. It's
really red. It's really red.
It's okay. Did they make it at a Jam factory? Also, the belt strap is red. The women's belt strap is
It's white with red accents.
But it's the women's championship, basically. They're fighting for the women's championship.
It looks like a toy.
They're fighting for the women's championship. It's... Oh my god. The fans booed that belt.
Oh no, the fans booed a belt. Okay,
Jojo said this is for the Universal Championship. Boo!
It's not a good start for a belt. I will say that. But, look... We can talk about that for a little bit longer, but then I just want to get in the match as a match.
The match was good.
Because this was another thing. This is where the night really turned for me, man. You have two of the best in-ring performers right now. Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, and the crowd is booing the belt while these two are going at work. Man, that is not on. That is not what you want out of a fucking championship match. And Seth Rollins put up tonight, he's like, it's not what the belt looks like, it's what the belt represents. You let me down, Brooklyn. I could not agree with him more. Because
that's such a heel tweet, but I agree.
But no, they killed the momentum of that match.
They did.
By booing the belt. And I was just like, shut the fuck up and enjoy what should have been the match of the night.
Brooklyn turned on everyone.
They turned on the whole concept of wrestling in the fuck. It was ridiculous.
Can we just not? Okay, I know Brooklyn's WWE got like Brooklyn for another couple of years and all that. Can we not have it in Brooklyn next year?
But that's the thing. Like the crowd was so good last year.
Can we go back to LA? Can they go back to Los Angeles?
The LA crowd is fucking great.
Yeah, they go back to LA? Because the LA crowd would not boo a belt.
I know.
The Brooklyn fans, I like the Chicago fans, I like the Philadelphia fans.
It's very smarky.
The Madison Square Garden fans, they want what they want.
Well, I get it.
If it's not what they want, they crack the shits, and we saw that.
I know, I get it though, because WWF and WWF was born out of New York, and I get why they want to go back there every year and celebrate that fact. It is their quote-unquote, more of my tone, quote-unquote hometown crowd. But just for some reason this year, the crowd was off, and it hurt this match. It hurt the pay-per-view as a whole. Okay, fuck the belt. We'll leave the belt out of this. Let's talk about this match. Finn Balor's entrance is awesome.
I had goosebumps.
It is so fucking good.
It is.
He looks like $1 million right out of the gate. I fucking love him. And
him and Rollins are going to carry Raw on their shoulders for years.
This is the precursor. It was a good match. It wasn't a fantastic match.
I loved it.
I did as well. But I can tell you that the fantastic match is coming. And I can tell you why that this match wasn't as good as it could have been. Finn Balor was on the Jericho podcast this week. He locked up with Rollins for the first time on Tuesday. So these two were in the ring essentially for the first time, aside from the house show matches that we saw. That's right. The Tuesday he meant was... No, so it wasn't Tuesday. No, the previous Thursday, which was us at WWE.
Yeah.
That house show that we went to...
It was the first time they locked up.
Was the first time they locked up. Was in Melbourne.
And then they did the Performance Center stuff, and they were doing it. They were working at the Performance Center trying to get everything right for the match at SummerSlam.
Yeah, but so these guys, they never had a match previously. They never run into each other in the Indies. So it's like, Cena and Styles. Their match for the first time at Money in the Bank was good. Their next encounter will be great. I can guarantee that. So
I'm a bit excited for Clash of the Champions now when they do the rematch.
Yeah, and it's going to happen, and it's going to be great. So, look, belt aside, this was a good match. I feel the crowd heard it, and that's why I don't think it's a great match, because the crowd just was not into the match at all, which sucked.
The fans were chanting everything other than Balor and Rollins.
Yeah, but the good thing is Finn got the win. They are all in on Finn Balor, so I'm happy with that. So I was happy with how this match ended. It built to this really good. Like the start of the match was a bit slow. I think it was just because the boos and that were happening earlier on the match. Later on the match, the crowd started to get into it, and we had that really just big crescendo of we had big signature moves being hit. We had a bunch of drop kicks in the corner. We finally finally got Finn to hit a coup de grace. 1, 2, 3.
The fans went nuts.
Fans did go nuts, which was good. Finally, the crowd got into it towards the end.
The fans still booed.
I know,
because of the belt.
I know, and it fucking shot me up the wall, man. It really annoyed me
because Finn picked up the belt, boo, and then they started cheering because it was Finn.
I wonder if it's gonna be different tonight.
Well, they're still in New York. That's the thing.
No, I mean just like actually the belt.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna just be like, fuck, we need to do something. Like, we can't have Finn come out, and he's probably going to come out in the opening segment with the belt.
In the suit.
What's going to happen?
He's going to get... he's not going to get booed. The belt's going to get booed.
Yeah, I know, but how do you differentiate that as an audience member? If you didn't watch last night and you're tuning in tonight to Raw...
Everyone's going to go, why are people booing Finn?
Yeah.
What did he do? Yeah. Was there a double turn that I wasn't aware of?
Yeah, that's... And, like, if it happens, he's going to have to kind of address it at some point. So,
like they addressed Roman Reigns' suspension, they might as well address the belt issue.
It's such a fucking stupid thing. Like, I'm not a big fan of the design of the belt, but I'm not going to fucking boo what should have been, like, what had the potential to be a world-class match.
Yeah.
Just because you don't like the fucking look of the belt. That's stupid. So, I hope tonight, just people would put that to the side. Fuck it, don't worry about the belt. Finn is our Universal Champion. I'm happy with that. He is the future of the company. He's one of the best in the world. Let him fucking, enjoy the moment.
The next match we're going to talk about really annoyed me.
What match?
Oh, yeah, right. There wasn't a match. Wasn't a match.
So Rusev v. Roman Reigns for the US Championship did not happen.
Never happened. Never started.
No.
Because Reigns decided to...
Well, no, Rusev attacked first. And then Reigns went TLC 2015 and just brutalised Rusev. He did.
I've never seen... the last time I saw Roman Reigns the way he was when he brutalised Triple H and put the dude in the announce table.
Yep.
And didn't stop.
Yeah.
He still didn't stop. He kept going.
And the thing, like we said on the the prediction podcast, him and Rusev, Reigns and Rusev put on a really, really good match to close out Raw this week, or the previous week. And we were like, they've got to match that or top it for it to be a really good match at SummerSlam. And that we've seen they have the potential, the really good chemistry to put on a fantastic match.
But
no contest. Didn't even fucking start. So fucking big middle fingers up to you, WWE. Fuck you for putting on a pay-per-view quality match for free on television and then giving us a fucking no contest on a Big Four pay-per-view, let alone fucking SummerSlam. Fuck you!
It was supposed to be the other way around, I think.
Yeah.
The no contest on Raw.
They got the wrong fucking script.
They did.
They got the wrong fucking script pages. They got them mixed up somewhere backstage. Fucking hell.
And made Rusev look weak.
It did. It
Rusev
really fucking did.
Weak.
Yeah, it was...
Because he's the one... Rusev can't hang with Roman Reigns. He got his ass kicked for 5 minutes straight.
I mean, I'm glad Ruru has the belt still. That's fine.
5 minutes... Rusev got his ass kicked for 5 minutes. He didn't fight back. He didn't get up. Just Reigns just being Roman Reigns and just killing him.
So this is just... It's... I'm starting to work it out. It's like... everything just piles on, and it is literally match after match from the tag title match onwards. It is just this one thing on top of the other that is just making you so frustrated watching this pay-per-view.
And then it gets better. Which go to last match.
Final match of the night, Brock Lesnar v. Randy Orton. The Beast versus the Viper. This started out so good. It started out so well, and I was just like, okay, this is going to be the saving grace. This is going to have us have SummerSlam go off air with so much promise, and it's just like, oh, fuck the middle few matches that weren't that great. At least the last match was good. No, we couldn't even have that. Fuck you, Brock Lesnar. Can I start my Brock Lesnar rant now?
Oh, you go and I'll
You are a fucking arsehole. Fuck off from the WWE. You do not appreciate what they do. You do not appreciate the business. Get the fuck out. I am sick of you. I kind of touched on this a couple of podcasts ago, talking about how I do not like Brock Lesnar, how he fucked up Dean Ambrose's WrestleMania moment this year. Fuck you, man. You just need to get out of this business because you do not respect it. You just need to leave, because what he did to Randy Orton was fucking unacceptable. I will not fucking have it in the WWE, especially in this day and age with fucking, concussion is a really big problem right now. And you go out there and you split the fucking dude open. 10 fucking staples it took to put Randy Orton's head back together. Fuck this match. I hated it. There's people out there like, oh, it was great. It fucking adds legitimacy back to it. It wasn't a fucking wrestling match. It was a guy who was training combat arts teeing off on a guy who is a trained performer in WWE. That is not a fair contest. That is fucked up. That is really messed up. I fucking hated it. The start of this match was fine. Randy got a couple of RKOs in. There was a suplex, people counting along. And then, I don't know what the fuck snapped in Brock. He took the gloves off, fucking goes full mount, like proper full mount, lays one elbow into the fucking top of Randy's head and splits him wide open. And the pool of blood under Randy's head.
That was hard to watch.
That nearly made me sick. That was just like, that is not acceptable.
Brock...
it is not acceptable.
Went and walked out with a smile on his face.
It is fucking...
I think even
Paul... It's not wrestling.
Heyman was disgusted, I think, with Brock with his actions. Heyman was not happy.
There's no way that was the planned end of this match.
No, I think there was supposed to go on for a little bit longer. Brock just... he had a brain fade and went off script and just completely decided going...
Yeah. I don't know if he intended to actually connect with the elbow as much as he did, but the fact is he did.
And you know what's worse?
Randy,
he kept going.
He did. Like,
He didn't stop.
I get it. I get it. For that aspect, he's playing up to the character. He doesn't give a fuck about anybody. That's his thing. But
Enough's
the
enough.
guy is like Randy Orton didn't know where he was. He was out on his back. Like I said, that fucking pull bug. Go find a picture of it. There's plenty of them on Twitter.
Triple M have even broke the story too in Australia.
It was just so fucked up. Like it wasn't wrestling.
If he kept going, he would have killed Randy Orton in the middle of the ring.
I just, especially as a way to end a pay-per-view, a major fucking pay-per-view, it just went off the air with just this one feeling of disgust from me, because it was disturbing and confronting to watch. And then it was called a no contest, TKO win to Lesnar. And then
I don't think
SummerSlam just went off air.
Do we know the last time a match has ended in a TKO in the WWE?
We had the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens match, but that was predetermined that it was going to be a TKO. There's no way this could have been the predetermined end of the match, because that is far too fucking dangerous to try to pull off in storyline. Like,
no White, no Goldberg. Like, the fans were hoping for Goldberg to come out at that point.
I don't care about Goldberg. Look, it was just I was maybe expecting Brock to still win it after what I was watching in the first part. But I predicted Brock to win.
And then him to walk out with Heyman, Randy Orton gets back to his feet, lights go out, Bray Wyatt's in the ring, Sister Abigail, and then the last thing we see at SummerSlam closing out is just Bray Wyatt over Randy Orton's body. I think that was what was supposed to happen originally.
Yeah.
But I think Vince just told Bray, don't.
He's in the fucking ring with the gash on his head is massive. Like I said, 10 staples to put his head back together.
I was in shock when I saw that.
It was fucked up. Brock
ruined SummerSlam for me. He ruined it big.
I think
him and Jon Stewart ruined SummerSlam for me, I think.
It was everything leading up to that point, but that didn't help. That did not help.
No.
And I didn't enjoy it. I did not enjoy watching that match. And I was thinking, like, it is...
Heath Slater even got away with what Brock could have done. Imagine if Brock did that to Heath Slater. Heath Slater would probably be dead in real life.
Yeah.
But to think that Heath Slater can go, shit, thank God Brock didn't do that to me on Raw.
Yeah, I did not enjoy that in one bit. Like, you go back and watch, like, Brock v Cena at Payback. Oh, sorry, no.
Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules. Look,
Cena wanted him to do that.
That was kind of fucked up as well, but look, Cena, it wasn't as big a gash. Cena recovered.
I think Cena wanted him to do that as well.
Yeah, I think that was...
Super Cena to
come
out.
It was a bit of a, it was kind of part of the storyline, I felt. Probably wasn't supposed to be that big of a gash across Cena's head, because it did bleed quite badly as well. But that it sort of worked, and then anytime Brock's really bled since, or an opponent of his bled since, it's been a minor, like maybe a nick to the cheek, or a little cut across the forehead from something stupid that's happened, like him with Taker, him with Roman Reigns,
him with
Triple H. Like, it's nothing major, but that was a proper fucking laceration to the top of his head. And like I said, go look at the picture. That pool of blood under Randy's head is fucking disturbing. I hated it.
I hope they address that on Raw, because you can't sweep that under the rug.
And that's the thing, it's fucking Brock. Brock is like Teflon, it'll just wash right off.
Yep.
Because he's the moneymaker for the company, but he obviously has no fucking respect for anybody.
Except for himself.
Yeah, and he's unsafe. He's gonna legit proper, like,
he's gonna kill someone.
He sent Undertaker to hospital after WrestleMania 30, whether that was storyline or not, there's still rumours about what actually was the deal with that whole thing. But he's obviously not the safest guy to work with, and
he's going to kill someone in the ring one day.
Yeah,
he almost killed. Like, Randy Orton almost got killed in that ring. If Brock kept going, then Randy Orton probably would have been killed in the middle of the ring. He didn't move for a good 5 minutes, Randy Orton.
And anyone out...
Shane came out to try and stop him.
Yeah.
What did Brock do? He dropped Shane.
That might have been like a last-minute call, just to, like, at least we saw an F5 or another F5.
But you know what we're going to see now? We're going to see a massive managerial feud between, like, Shane's going to come on Raw. He's going to attack Mick Foley Mick Foley's going to go to SmackDown. He's going to attack Daniel Bryan. It's going to be that for a bit because of what Brock did.
That could be a possible storyline that they run with.
I could see Shane going on Raw and just attacking and hurting Mick Foley. I can see that happening. I can just see Shane.
I don't see it getting physical.
I could see probably Shane clubbing Mick Foley over the head, and then Mick.
No.
This,
I think that's in bad taste. That for what happened in the ring. That is in bad taste, especially after Shane copped a fucking F5. I think it'll be definitely a verbal sparring, but I like especially Mick Foley. I don't want to see Mick Foley get hit or take a bump at his age. I don't want to see it. Like
you say the same about Daniel Bryan. You don't want to see him take another bump.
Especially Daniel Bryan. Fuck that. No.
The only person that can really take a bump will be Shane.
Yeah, and he did. He's taken his Brock Lesnar F5'd him. Good.
Now the question is, Lesnar Shane, is that now going to be a thing, or was that just
Christ, I don't want to see that either. I don't want to see Brock back in the WWE.
He wants to he'll damn near kill Shane. If Shane hasn't tried to kill himself dozens of times in the past, then Brock will do it for him.
I don't want to see. I'm over Brock Lesnar at this point. I'm tired of his shtick. I'm done with it.
I felt really sick watching that, and it's something that needs to be addressed now because that was not supposed to go to plan.
And the thing is, like, suspending him is pointless because he won't be back till Rumble.
No, he's taken his paycheck and he's gone home.
Yeah,
but do you know why I think he's done that?
Why?
It's because he's pissed off because he's got a deal with the USADA. I posted that photo on Twitter for one reason, to warn USADA. I'm like, if you mess with Brock, that's what's going to happen to you.
I just think he's an arsehole.
He's going to hurt.
That's my. I don't think it has anything to do with fucking UFC or what happened with that with the positive drug test. I think he's just an arsehole. I think it just comes down to simple things. He's an arsehole and he did fucking something stupid and
doesn't care.
He doesn't care, and it's just fuck off. I'm over Brock Lesnar. I really at this point I don't care about seeing Brock Lesnar back in WWE at this point. I don't care.
I really don't. For me, in my opinion, I think it's a clear message to USADA. He knows he's in strife. He's sending a message to them saying, you want to deal with me, this is what's going to happen to you. He took it out on Randy Orton. Next person he fights, Mark Hunt wants his blood still for what happened in UFC 200. He sent a message again to Mark Hunt. He sent a message to Conor McGregor. He sent a message to the UFC fighters. He said, you know what I did to Randy Orton in WWE, which is predetermined? If you want to fight me, that's what's going to happen to you. That's what I thought I saw in Brock. Because Brock wants...
It could have been.
I think that's just him giving the UFC to fuck you.
Well, it's not the UFC as the beef with. It's USADA.
It's USADA. It's the USADA.
USADA. Yeah.
It's Conor McGregor. It's Mark Hunt.
I think like the Conor thing, all the comments and the bullshit the last couple of weeks. It's publicity bullshit. But
Mark Hunt wants Lesnar.
Oh, Mark Hunt, yeah. But
I think that's a message to Mark Hunt.
No, he wants Lesnar's paycheck, is what he really wants.
Yeah, but I think Lesnar sort of... He's sending a message to Mark Hunt.
See, it's going back to the remark I made...
It's blurred lines, that's what it is.
It is, but it's going back to the remark I made at the start of my little rant. It's a trained combat athlete in there with what is essentially a performance artist, and it's not fair. It's not... fucking Mark Hunt and bloody Conor McGregor both know how to put up guards. Randy Orton doesn't know how to put up a fucking guard.
No.
So it's not the same thing. It's nowhere near the same thing.
He's not a martial artist.
I will fucking agree with Conor McGregor on that point. They're not combat athletes. They are performers. And having someone like Brock tee off on Randy Orton like that is disgusting, and I hated it, and I just don't want to see Brock in WWE anymore. I don't care. I don't care if he's a big draw. I don't care if the fucking crowd pops whenever they see him. I think the fucking Brooklyn crowd, by the end of it, were just over it as well. They were
disgusted.
Yeah. I hated it. I fucking hated it.
They would have had to get him out of there as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Because management would have gone after him, and some of the...
And is anyone going to work with Brock from now on?
No.
No one's going to fucking put their hand up to work with Brock.
Don't work with him.
It's probably probably the biggest payday in WWE right now. If you do a match with Brock, you get a fucking decent paycheck. But
my concern is
fuck that.
The next person that's supposed to be slated to face Brock is Kevin Owens. Imagine what Brock
Right,
might do.
Kevin Owens will probably put his hand up because he's a crazy bastard.
Yeah, but imagine what Brock might do to him.
I don't want to see him in WWE.
Kevin Owens has got a wife and 2 kids that he's got to think of.
Fuck him off.
He's got to think of that. Hey,
Brock doesn't give a shit about your kids.
No, if KO wants to fight Brock Lesnar and get himself killed and have his wife potentially lose her husband in the ring, go right ahead. But if Owens is smart, which I think he's a smart man,
he
just likes to act like the biggest cocky asshole on social media.
It's always the fucking best.
Yeah, he might.
And I don't want to see him die in the fucking ring.
We almost saw Randy Orton die in the ring.
My rant's over.
There was just too much, and it got a bit real.
It crossed the line in WWE, and it's a line that's been danced around. It's a line that's been fucking played.
It's been set on fire.
It's been set on fire. It's been put through a table, but that line hasn't really been crossed for a while. And Lesnar fucking just
he crossed it.
He crossed it in a big way, and I'm not happy with it. It wasn't wrestling. I watched UFC 202 on Sunday because I wanted to watch competitive athletes in a combat sport.
And it was a bloodbath.
Yeah, and it was, but it was fucking 2 equally matched competitors in a ring with rules and regulations and guidelines and protective equipment. And I wanted to watch SummerSlam this morning for what it was, which is entertainment or athletic entertainment with a storyline, and that wasn't wrestling. That wasn't professional wrestling as it should be. It was fucked up.
They got security out there really quickly as well.
Yeah,
that wasn't part of the plan. If you get security out there,
no, it definitely wasn't. If anyone's out there fooling themselves into thinking that was the original plan ending of the match,
you're lying.
Go fuck yourself. That was not the original plan ending. There is no way Vince McMahon fucking okayed Brock Lesnar to tee off on Randy Orton's head and have that be the ending of the match
and have him almost damn near killed.
No. So
there's like, I wouldn't be surprised if Randy Orton even takes the WWE to court over this.
He won't.
I know, but
he won't.
If there was a thing where Randy was told he would never be able to wrestle again because of this, he'd take the WWE to courts over this because they put him in an unsafe working environment. He'll probably tell Vince and Triple H, "You put me in an unsafe working environment with someone like Brock Lesnar." Because I think the original plan was for Lesnar to go over Orton in the end.
Yeah.
With an F5, he pins him, Lesnar leaves. Randy Orton stands up, lights go out, lights come back on. Wyatt has Randy Orton set for Sister Abigail, drops him. Wyatt lays over Randy Orton's body. That's the end of SummerSlam. That was originally supposed to be the plan, I think.
Oh yeah.
But I think Bray was getting ready to go out there.
Quite possibly.
Yeah, because the fans would have gone nuts for Bray to come out, and that would have been a good way to send the fans home happy because they got to see Bray Wyatt drop Randy Orton, and then go, "Oh goody, let's watch SmackDown on Tuesday. I want to see this rivalry between Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt."
Yeah.
Randy Orton's not going to be bloody. They're on SmackDown on Tuesday.
No.
He's going to be at home.
I did see footage. He actually managed to walk from the ring backstage, which is a good sign. So he's not overly, too hurt, hopefully. So,
which is good, but he won't be there on SmackDown.
No, fuck no.
I think
actually it'd be a better statement if he was there, like staples and all. Anyway,
but can physicality with Randy for the time being until those staples heal.
Oh yeah, and undoubtedly he'd probably get a concussion from a hit like that. That'd be, you've rung your bell. You're going to be dizzy and fucking fucked up for a couple of days after.
Brock
like that.
Killed potentially what could have been the match of the night at Backlash in a couple of weeks between Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, he
killed the momentum of that match. I do want to see that match, but I don't want to see that match now for a while.
No. So that's our autopsy of SummerSlam, not a breakdown, a fucking autopsy.
I'm glad that's the only autopsy that we got to see.
Yeah.
What I think really sucked.
What the fuck happened?
What I think really.
That's all good.
what I think.
God damn it, Audacity.
Alright, adding on before we head off.
Yep.
Sign off. I just think that yeah, that, like, I think even having, because the kids are now going to be scarred seeing that.
Yeah.
Especially the kids in the front row who had to bear witness to see, you know, one of their favourite superstars basically getting mauled by a monster in the ring.
Yeah.
He's not a human being, he's a fucking monster. It's not a good look for the WWE if they're going PG, if they're still on PG.
No. Yeah, they are. Like, I tweeted out earlier, like, just all the haters of the PG era, there's a reason why they switched to the safer style. And Randy Orton bleeding onto the mat is reason 1A. You can't have that shit in this day and age. As much as everyone's fucking nostalgic for the Attitude Era and before that, when fucking...
Even little gashes here and there are okay, but, like, you can't do the whole pool of your own blood. Like
I said, that there was a line, and I think that crossed whatever imaginary line that is.
Because you could see a bit of brain from Randy Orton. His head was cracked right open almost.
Yeah, it was fucked up. Anyway, SummerSlam this year. It was a weird show. It was everything felt a bit off, and we got a couple of shining lights, women's match, AJ Cena, Universal Championship match, all for me highlights.
Same here.
Yep. Everything else there was something in the water in Brooklyn this year, and everything was just a little bit screwy.
I'm going to say that this event itself was probably mirrored to WrestleMania 32.
Yeah.
Because
I have that same sort of just like...
The first 3-4 matches of WrestleMania 32 were great.
They were.
So SummerSlam. And then after that, when Brock took on Dean Ambrose, that's when it started turning for the worse. And same happened to SummerSlam after the tag title match.
Yep.
People ruined SummerSlam. Brock ruined SummerSlam. Jon Stewart ruined SummerSlam. I don't want any of those two anywhere near the WWE ring ever again.
Yep.
Case closed.
Anyway. So, after all that, you can find us at StrayaMania on all the social things. So, at StrayaMania on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Sorry, not Facebook. We need Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and then iTunes, and of course, whatever your favourite Android podcast streaming app is.
Or App Store for those who use the Apple phone like myself.
Yes. And you can find me on my things everywhere at Ricki Needs, at RICKINEEDS.
I'm at Tomo Media, THOMMOMEDIA.
Yes, and wherever you listen to this podcast, please subscribe, download, rate, review, all the things, all the buttons around where you're listening to this. Press all those buttons, leave all the reviews, all the ratings. Helps us out a great deal. We will be back.
A huge thank you to Podbean as well. Sorry.
This is your thing.
Massive huge thank you to Podbean for hosting us, for supporting us over the last few months. You guys have been outstanding every week, every day. Every time we post up something and all of that, you give us love. We give you love back. To all the people at the Podbean family, God bless. Love you guys.
You're so good at that. And yeah, this Friday, 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time is the weekly show every week.
There's goes up massive live. Fallout from Raw and SmackDown, especially with what Lesnar did.
Yeah, we'll be there breaking down everything from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and if we can, Cruiserweight Classic, depending on what time it goes on here, local time. But we're talking all about that, all the breakdown from the Raw and SmackDown after SummerSlam, and the NXT after NXT Takeover Brooklyn 2. So there will be plenty of news. Will be a big weekly show, and we have that special announcement that we've been teasing for a couple of weeks now. We're getting that all ironed out this week, so hopefully by the weekly show this Friday we will have a little announcement for you guys. So tune in for that. And yeah, we're back. Weekly shows up until the next pay-per-view, which is... Backlash. So that's the first SmackDown solo pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. That'll be fun.
Be good to see more.
So yeah, and we'll be doing pre-shows pre and post-shows for every single pay-per-view. That is Raw pay-per-views, SmackDown pay-per-views, and NXT takeovers. We'll be doing pre- and post-shows for all of those. So expect a lot more stuff on this feed from now on. And yeah, that's it.
I think, that's it.
I think we're done. I have to go and collapse somewhere after that rant about Brock because my brain hurts. But yeah, so back this Friday. Catch us then. Until then, guys, have a good one. We're out of here.
See you later.